Rob's Arcade, Rob's Arcade, where the games get played and the games get saved so they can be played on another day. Rob's Arcade.
Wow, that is hot. And speaking of hot, welcome to another hot episode of Rob's Arcade. I am your host, of course, Mr. Rob French, hanging out with you guys here on the Midweek Breakdown. The very last midweek breakdown before Christmas, guys. Is this the last midweek breakdown before the new year? I don't know. We're hanging out with my good buddy here, R4. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Special shout out to all my R cadets, my subscribers out there. And for those of you exactly who are not subscribers, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you guys. You don't want to miss a single moment here on Rob's Arcade. Now, the midweek breakdown, basically, guys, is where I hang out with you, talk about comic book stuff. It's new comic book day. Go pick up some new comic books. And typically I talk about the new Disney Plus programs, Hawkeye, exactly. But I just recently got my wife into the whole, Hawkeye show, and today's the last episode, and we are going to save the last episode for me and my wife to watch later on this evening, because it's like one of those things where I feel like I will, if I usually get up in the morning and watch this with my coffee and just kind of hang out and just like, oh man, great way to start the day, right? Wednesday, new comic book day, little coffee, kick back with some Disney Plus. And that's kind of how I start my day. And I was like, I could watch it. I could watch the whole thing and see how it all pans out, right? Exactly. But there are going to be some key points tonight where I feel like watching it with my wife is just, it's going to make it so much better. Like watching with like another person who's involved now with the show, it's just like, oh yes, I can't watch it without her. So typically I would like hang out with you guys and talk about like, oh, this is what I thought of the new episode, but I haven't watched it, so I can't really talk about it. But it's got to be good, right? I mean, from what we saw in the last little episode, it looked really, really good. It's also Matrix just dropped today. I haven't watched that yet either. It's been busy, trying to get the holiday shopping done, make sure everybody's got a little something under the tree for them. Especially this guy right here. Oh, I know. You thought you were naughty. But you got a little something too. Exactly. So, I mean, I'll get to all of this, the new Matrix, the new Hawkeye episode, all of that. But, right now, I feel like it's mostly about just like making sure you're out there buying new presents and gifts for people and all that jazz. So that's kind of what I've been doing all day. Like, even though I hit the comic shop and I'm doing all the stuff and like whatever, it's been a crazy day, you guys. Also, the new Spider-Man movie's out. I did catch it. It's really good. I will do a upcoming episode of me just playing some Spider-Man and talking about Spider-Man, but that's a little bit in the works. A little bit of a wait a couple days, maybe this weekend. Look for that after Christmas, maybe. But yeah, I definitely want to hang out with you guys, play some Spider-Man, talk about Spider-Man. Really good movie. I feel like this film, without giving any spoilers away, there are a few things about the franchise involving all of the characters, really, Maguire and Garfield and Tom Holland, that like I just haven't quite really liked so much. And I feel like this film was kind of like the X-Men's Days of Futures Past. It kind of like just established all of those Spider Worlds, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Sony has coming for the Spider-Verse. I feel like the MCU and Marvel Studios has really been building this whole empire and this whole we got Disney Plus and all their shows and all these movies, and I feel like Sony's starting to kind of pick up on that, and I'm really interested to see where like Venom, Morbius, the next Spider-Man franchise, where all of this is going to land. So if you haven't seen it, guys, do yourself a favor. Don't go hang out with your family on Christmas. Just go see Spider-Man. Now, along with it being the new episode of Hawkeye, the new episode of, or just the new movie Matrix dropping today. It's also new comic book day. So I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time. I really just want to dive into my books, show you what I got. I've already been there. I'm going to pretend like I haven't been there. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'm going to hit the comic book shop. Comic Book Clubs Incorporated. If you're like a resident here in Tampa, definitely hit them up. If you're not, at least watch their show on YouTube, the Comic Book Club Incorporated. They have a great show. They'll show you everything that comes out this week, and then you can kind of hang out with me and you'll just see what I pick up from these guys. But I'm going to go hit the Comic Book Club Incorporated. I haven't already been there yet. And then I'll be right back with my books and show you guys what I picked up. But before I do, we have to, yes, exactly, talk about how many books I read this past week. You're right. R4 it brought up a great point, usually does. I talk about a lot of times like, oh, I read this many books, and I pull up my little notebook. It's way over there. I'm not going to get up and grab it. I know I read 16. The sweet 16 is the number of how many comic books I read this week. But R4 was like, what if you actually showed the people some of the books you read, right? Like, don't just like talk about the books. Exactly. Show them what you read. Okay, yeah, you got it. So here we go. Real quick, I read 16 books this week, and I'm just going to show you some of them real quick and what I liked about them. Actually, this is one of the last titles I read, digging into this whole Batman 89 series, and of course, it's time for Christmas, so what better time to watch Batman and Batman Returns for the holiday season? This book, freaking killer. I don't even have to tell you guys. First issue of Ninja Turtles, I had no idea how dark and deep Ninja Turtles went. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Amazing Fantasy, the last issue. Really cool book. Now I want to go back and read the whole series. It was just a lot of fun. Of course, we got Wolverine, Star Wars. This was a lot of fun. More Star Wars. New Mutants. One of the few X titles that I actually like. This has been a lot of fun. Can't say enough about this title. Again, another title, like once it's all said and done, I'm going to go back and read the whole thing. Of course, we love Spawn. And then it was just a week of annuals. So many annuals. And then this was the last book I read. If you want to say read, there's no words. Just a cool book with pictures. Just kind of flip through and really enjoy it. Merry Christmas, you guys. Those were the books I read this week. Hang tight. I'll be right back with some more issues. And of course, R4's pick of the week. Nope. That's right, guys. We are back. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for not going anywhere. As I left for the comic shop, I'm going to tell the truth. Like, all of this has been done. Like, I already had the comics. I've already been to the comic shop. I got up like early this morning. Had coffee, breakfast. Went to the mall, went to Target, Walmart, comic shop, Walgreens. Came back home, pretended with this whole midweek breakdown. Hopefully you guys have gotten all your Christmas shopping done. We're on the wire, you guys. Like, come on, man. It's not a COVID cough. That's a different kind of smoker kind of cough. Yeah. You don't want to sell me any death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into these comic books. I got a lot to do today. I hate to do this and just like run through crap and just like, hey, yeah, here, boom, bam. But like, I just haven't really been feeling the Christmas spirit here lately. And now that I want to get some decorations up. I want to jump into this. I'm going to attempt to make my first meatloaf tonight. Going to get some presents wrapped before my wife gets off of work. I just got a lot to do. So we're going to try to run through this as quickly as possible. It's nothing against you guys. Here we have, actually speaking to my wife, Stranger Things 4 I've been reading this. I don't know if she has been, but I've been liking this book. I love all the Stranger Things books. I mean, they're just a lot of fun. Always love these little widescreen images on the back there, kind of capturing the whole crew. Got Bob right there. Rest in peace. Another independent we got from Image, Spawn, Gunslinger, number 3. Yes, sirree. Got to keep up with that Spawn verse. From DC this week, it's going to be a Robin kind of a week. We got Nightwing, number 87. Is it? Yeah, 87. 187. Speaking of Robins, we got Robins number 2. And then jumping into our Marvel, kind of sad. We didn't have the counterpart to, they ran out, they sold out of the, hold on one second. I got a stack. This is the worst part about being this is the stack of comics I have from last week to read. Like I'm such a backlog here, people. But they didn't have the second part, which is the Wastelanders Hawkeye. They were sold out to this, which I haven't even read this yet. But I can only imagine it's pretty hot because they were already sold out. But I did pick up Wolverine 19. If you like rhymes. And then we have also from Marvel, and of course, like I said, if you haven't seen Spider-Man yet, please do. Spider-Man Darkhold. Just love this cover. You know, this whole Darkhold thing's a whole new series or a whole new like little show thing going on, a little story arc, whatever it is. Not really sure what it's all about, but I mean, like just some of these images in here. We got some Reed Richards looking really bizarre here. Gonna hang out with Spider-Man. Looks really haunted, really spooky. Got the M&M's, guys. But look at that. This looks like kind of creepy, alien-esque maybe. And then this is what I picked up the book, kind of flipped through it, saw this image, and was like, I need to grab this. And we're not going to do Big Spectacle for our Forest Pick of the Week. I'm sorry, buddy. I know, we usually... It's your big moment, I know. We do... I know, we do a whole thing. You run out like, hey, this is my pick of the week. But we're just going to kind of... No, it's not because it's a Star Wars book. It's like, is it because it's a Star Wars book? You're not making it all dramatic? No, but just because like a lot of these books, like this one, I'm really looking forward to reading, and of course, like a lot of these other titles that I'm really into. But Star Wars Darth Vader, our Forest Pick of the Week, but it's also the pick of the week because it's going to be probably the only other ongoing series that I pick up from Star Wars. I like the just plain Star Wars comic book title, really good, really fun. But other than that, Bounty Hunters, Dr. Aphra, like all these other things, Knights of the Republic, I'm not really feeling a whole lot. So I feel like Star Wars and Star Wars Darth Vader going into the new year will be the only two Star Wars books I pick up on a regular. Now, let me know if I'm wrong in that. I kind of do dig Star Wars Bounty Hunters, but I just feel like the box is getting too tight, and I've got to really be selective about the titles that I pick going into the new year. Please, guys, again, we're going into the new year. This is probably, actually, this might be one of the last times I hang out with you guys. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on, holiday stuff, Christmas, New Year's, birthdays coming up on the horizon. So if I don't talk to you guys, if I don't see you guys, I wish you the very best. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, and don't go anywhere, you guys. Hit that subscribe button because we are going to have some bonus videos coming to you today and tomorrow of holidays at Disney, featuring Hollywood Studios and Disney Springs, where I was able to hang out with my cousin Lauren and her daughter Dayani for a really fun, like just kind of holiday get together. Being here in Florida so far from my family up in Virginia has been really hard. Thankfully, I've had people like Marlene, Aunt Alice, all of Carrie Ann's cousins, from like, you know, Patrick to John and Ashley, Jer, Christian. Who am I forgetting? Somebody I know. Sam? Is there a Sam? I feel like there's a Sam, Christian, Patrick, John. A lot of biblical names. A lot of Jesus, Mary. I don't know. Anyway, guys, very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for being part of Rob's Arcade this past year. Hope you guys get everything you want for Christmas. Hope you guys have a great time with your families. And of course, remember, this is not goodbye. It's simply to be continued. And until next time, guys, don't spend that quarter anywhere else. Thank you so much for hanging out in Rob's Arcade. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See you guys soon. Thank you so much. Take care. Was that a Christmas carol? That was pretty good.